Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Baer sitting here in the ASU complex, the Arizona Open. Coming up next, our third quarterfinal match. Number one ranked player and the best player in the world, Kane Waselenchuk, getting ready to take on the number 8 seed in this particular event, Mr. Sam Murray. He's ranked number 7 in the world. These players have only played 3 times. Kane obviously won all 3. One interesting fact, they've never played at 2 out of 3. They've only played when it was 3 out of 5. So what are the keys to today's matchups? Can Kane's serve be effective? We watched yesterday, not as effective against Andres Acuna. What's going to work in Sam Murray's favor? The right side glass. Can he use that to his advantage on his serves and in the rallies to throw off a lefty like Kane, who is also the best player in the world? What has Sam taken away from Andres Acuna? Can he serve as well as Andres Acuna did yesterday that worked very well against Kane Waselenchuk here last night in the round of 16s? Like I said before, these two players never played 2 out of 3. So we're going to see the first time right here. Coming up next, like I said, number 1, Kane Waselenchuk versus number 8, Sam Murray. We'll be back for the start of this matchup right after the break.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and free shipping. That's right, 30% off and free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Arizona Open, right here in Tempe, Arizona. Dean Baer in the booth with me today, Charlie Pratt. Charlie, how are you?
I'm great. Happy to be here for this third quarterfinal of the evening.
Yeah,
of the morning. Sorry, I'm just used to saying evening, but
because it's a quarterfinal. There's one dive already from Sam Murray. There's 2 dives, and we're in the first rally. Ooh. Not really a good thing to do against Kane Waselenchuk. Touch the ball, huh?
That was a high-level rally to right off the bat.
Wow.
Start the match.
Coming out of the gate, we had 2 big dives from Big Canada. Interesting fact, these 2 players, Kane Waselenchuk, 588 wins and 53 losses. Pretty impressive, Charlie, huh? On tour.
Nice, smooth.
And Sam Murray coming in at 500. He's 37 and 37.
Wow, look at that. There's an 11 or about 11 and a half year age difference between these 2 players. Sam is 26 years old. Kane is 37, almost 38.
Well, how did these players get here? Kane Waselenchuk took out Andres Acuna in the round of 16. That was that was a really good match.
Great.
Acuna had him 14, I think 11.
It was 14 all.
Yeah.
In that second game, Acuna had a nice, he definitely had a chance. One chance. That shot called good. Kane questioning.
Sam Murray had to take on a very tough Bobby Horn.
Yeah,
in the round of 16s.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby's always tough. Doesn't sound like it was Bobby's day yesterday. It seemed like it was Sam pretty much the whole match. Maybe the first game was close. Second game, not so much. It's a good win for Sam. He's clearly playing good ball.
Yeah, you know, Wow, nice point there for Sam Murray. But Charlie, like I said in the pregame, these players never played a 2 out of 3. You know, but Sam has not really done well against Kane Waselenchuk. I don't think he scored 10 points in 3 games.
So you said they've played these 3 times.
Three times they played. It was always 3 out of 5. It was never 2 out of 3. So that should be something interesting here.
I'm looking at the scores of those 3 matches too, and the most Sam ever scored was 5 points in one game. One of the losses was 0-1-1. I think he's going to score a few more today than in the past. It's been over 2 years, it looks like, since they played. About 2 years. So that's kind of cool. I don't remember. Yeah, it's been a while. Sam is definitely a better player than the last time they played.
Oh, absolutely. But interesting enough, I mean, against someone like Kane Waselenchuk, the first game is extremely important. We saw it at the U.S. Open, you know, when he played Moscoso in the finals. It was extremely tough first game. But once Kane won that game, I mean, he cruised in game 2.
Yeah.
And it might be just a comfort level for Kane.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he loses game 1, he's got to win game 2. When you win game 1, you can kind of say, hey, if I don't win game 2, I have a tiebreaker.
What a forehand.
Did he just like short hop that and just ripped it cross court?
Talk about reflexes.
What do you think of this particular court? You played here many times with this sidewall glass against a lefty. I mean, if Sam can get that serve good, like Acuna did yesterday, it could really work in his favor.
That's a good point. You know, this court doesn't particularly match up well with Kane, just being on the backhand side, and majority of serves he's going to see are going to be over there. And, you know, I think overall strategy-wise, you want to keep it to his backhand. It's kind of, you know, I mean, is it forehand? Not saying his backhand is not good. It's just his forehand is really, really good.
This is kind of like opposite Portland.
Yeah.
Portland has the other wall glass, so it's very difficult for righties.
That serve looked good. It was
Ace
called
serve.
good. I'm not sure.
4 serving 3. Murray with the first lead of the game. Kane went out to a 3-0 lead, and now Sam crept back with 4 serving 3. Big Canada in the service box.
Scott McClellan looking at his watch, looking at the timer. Sam taking a few extra seconds there. And
you know, Sam's a big guy, you know, and he exerts so much energy, you know, every time he hits the ball. Wow, what hands from Kane Waselenchuk.
Both players from Canada, you have to wonder if there's, you know, if there's like a national kind of
pride kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not, but.
Well, I mean, when Kane was playing for Canada, I think Sam Murray was probably maybe in diapers.
Probably.
Like you said, there's an 11-year difference in these two. Not a good shot there by Sam, but Kane just gave it right to him.
Look at that. Look at this rally. Oh, get that ball.
Wow.
Sam wanted a hinder.
He should have had a hinder.
Such a strange hinder, though. He was so far out of position.
But he has the ability. Kane hit a bad shot.
He did.
He got the ball, but he was obstructed by Kane's court position.
So Sam is getting the towel and also asking a simple question, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think he has a valid point.
Yeah.
Our first towel timeout here. Sponsored by Service Master Restore.
You can definitely tell that there's more people in the crowd when Kane steps on the court.
Yeah, well, you had mentioned it before. You had mentioned it before, Charlie, that the pros have not been here since, I think, Alvaro said it was in 2003. It's a long time for, you know, the state of Arizona to not see professional racquetball.
Ooh.
Kane skipping an easy one right
Yeah,
there.
that was very
Textbook.
easy. Yep.
You know, so you would know. I mean, Arizona has they have a team here at the college. Rondas plays here. From the LPRT, Jim Winterton coaches here. You would think that the pros would have been here earlier, but here they are back. What a great serve by Sam Murray. Look at those hands.
That's crazy.
So they use this facility for national doubles every year. 2 years ago, national singles was here. So some big events have been in this venue, but it's nice to see professional racquetball back in Arizona here at ASU. It's a great venue, huh, Charlie?
Highest level professional racquetball, too. It is an amazing venue. I came here not even playing, but I wanted to see, you know, a tier 1 in this club and just experience it.
It's a much different vibe from national singles, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
Great shot there by Sam Murray.
It's great to see the international players here because, yeah, typically it's a USA racquetball event when it's here.
So it's 4 serving 4 on the head pen scoreboard. Sam Murray in the service box. Drive serve coming to the right. Foot fault.
Yep.
Yeah, there was interesting conversation yesterday in the gym. A lot of amateurs were coming up to me because they would listen. We were talking a lot about foot faults in the at the U.S. Open, and a lot of guys think that's a rule that should go away, and I disagree. I think the rule is there, you know, for for a reason, and I actually spoke with Alvaro Beltran last night. We were speaking about it, and he brought up an excellent point. He goes, so if your whole foot goes over, what's to stop you from being right up against the front wall to serve?
Right.
Where do you stop?
There'd be no limit to
the closer you get to that front wall, the more deceptive you can be with your serve, and the less reaction time the receiver will have. So there's pros and cons. What a diving get right there by Sam Murray. Can't get that one. That was flat as a pancake, but you're going to see another towel timeout. I mean, Sam Murray, he goes through, you know, we were in Maryland, I think, the start of last season, and he played Rocky, and I think it was the finals or the semis, and it was, I mean, he went through about 6 shirts, easy.
He should just wear like a robe or something, like wear a towel, and he dives, it just cleans it up immediately.
Want to remind everyone, next up on championship court here will be number 4 seed Alvaro Beltran versus number 5 seed Conrado Moscoso. Again, same as yesterday, a lot of short serves from Kane. Big Canada steps back. Goes bottom board and comes up short. 6 serving 4 on the head pen scoreboard. High lob. Sam has to step back. Gonna give a setup for Kane. No. Beautiful ceiling balls, but this one's gonna come a little short. Another good one. Wow, Kane was right there. There's one dive. There's 2 dives.
Man, what a get. Look at this rally.
What a shot down the line. Sam Murray.
Bring out the towel.
The crowd likes it.
We've got some replays here for you, folks.
Let's see this
Watch
beautiful
this second
backhand.
get. Yeah,
that was
look
the
at
one
that.
I couldn't believe. I don't think Kane thought he got it.
And then Kane left it up, and great camera angle. We've got another replay for you from the front court. Look at this. This is great. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, he got it. Yeah. Yeah, Alvaro Beltran sitting in the booth here. He said, no, he got that ball. Yeah, it was a great. He laid out right there.
And is Sam? So Sam is changing his
Shirt already.
Yep. Sam needs like an entire other bag just for the clothing.
Yeah, well, so for those of you that are, watching in the chat box, I mean, the referee at any time can make you change your shirt. So as a player, you need to be prepared for that.
Oh yeah. I think Sam at this point knows, how
when
much
he's in the quarterfinals,
he
if
just
he's
knows,
in the round of 16s,
yeah.
not so much.
There's certain players, Sam, like Jake Bredenbeck, that just bring like all your clothes with you. You don't know how much you're gonna sweat.
Roll over the arm while the dresser gets rolled over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sam has the gearbox truck outside.
Yep. Opening new shirts. Sam serving well to the right. Kane with the jumping. Sam doing a good job of cutting that pinch off.
Yeah.
And he's just putting enough pressure on Kane, playing very aggressive right here. So
we talked about, again, that's another thing that we talked about last night that Acuna wasn't doing well is he wasn't really cutting off that pinch for Kane Waselenchuk. When he steps over, you're giving him that pinch. Yes, you don't want to get hit, but you can't just let your opponent take that shot. Can't happen. I want to remind everyone in the chat box, please like our post and share our feed. And subscribe to YouTube. Like our page. Good grab right there by Sam Murray. Can't grab that one.
Nice forehand. (6-5).
6-5 on the headpen scoreboard.
Great start to this game.
Wow, beautiful down the line.
I know he's not winning at the moment, but it's a great start for Sam. Just to be in this game right off the bat. Waiting, Kane hasn't really gotten going. No aces yet. Some unforced errors. And he's still in the lead.
And Sam has an ace.
Looks like the ball is broken. So we're going to replay that.
So hashtag just a replay. Now, Kane didn't ask to check it. Sam noticed the ball was broken.
Yeah.
Rather than drop it and serve.
Well, he was bouncing it and realized it was broken while he was bouncing it.
Don't bounce the ball.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, it's very unfortunate. There was a really good rally from.
Well, the thing, like, if there's been time, the ball is broken, but only you know that. But you can't, like, act any different, You still have to go through your routine. So you got to bounce the ball a couple times, and you just hope that it bounces in a solid part of the ball and that no one notices. But sometimes you'll drop it, and it doesn't come back up, and you're like, oh, I'm busted, I guess I'm not.
That's honest
that
Charlie Pratt right there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I think I would have short hopped that ball and.
You short hop it. Oh man.
Oops! It broke on my powerful serve, my
Yeah.
powerful lob serve.
Yeah. Like we were saying, a good start for Sam, but he has really been all over this court. And you have to
what a serve right there.
And you have to wonder, like, how long can he keep that up? And Kane is just moving him every
and
part
that's
of that court.
exhausting for someone of Sam Murray's size.
He's doing a good job of being there, but that is.
He's passing him
getting
left and right to the
yanked
forehand.
all over the place, pretty much.
The puppeteer.
Yep.
Kane Waselenchuk out there,
diving
ladies
off
and gentlemen.
On his serves and.
Just when you think Kane's going to go down the line, he went across court right back to Sam, and he twisted and turned. He's got to be dizzy. You might even see a timeout, but we're going to see a towel timeout.
Yep.
Sponsored by Service Master Restore.
And these breaks, they're necessary when safety's involved as far as stepping on a wet spot. Neither of these players want that to happen, but it is somewhat of a mental, not struggle for Kane, but you know, he's going to just be hitting, and see, you can actually see he's frustrated right now, like, you know. Delay of game is called, and Sam questioning, but I think that's a good call, you know. I mean, you got to get ready. Even if you have sweat on your eye guards, you have 10 seconds. It doesn't mean you get more time.
So he got a technical.
He's getting a technical now. Is that what you said, Dean?
No, I thought he was getting a technical. I guess he got a warning.
Okay.
Because he still did just say 8 serving 5, and that was the score.
And it's been a minute and a half since Kane last served. So, you know, I see. This is not good. If Sam's already sweating this much and we're already getting delays of games with him, look at that shot.
Wow, what a flat rollout by Big Canada.
That is an extremely difficult shot to hit.
Now 5 serving 8 on the headpen scoreboard. So Charlie, how excited are you coming up to go to Costa Rica to coach the USA Junior national team?
Very excited. I love doing it, and
I have to say, Charlie, you're really good at it.
Thank you.
To be honest, you know, it must be an honor.
Appreciate your honesty.
It must be an honor to, you know, obviously you've represented U.S. on the U.S. national team yourself, and now as a coach. You know, it goes back to what we were talking about the broken ball before. You've stressed it at Junior Worlds, was it 2 years ago, to all the juniors about fair play. That was what, like, I think was your motto back then in Minneapolis. So hats off to Charlie Pratt. I don't know if you guys don't know at home. You know him as a player, but he's also a fantastic coach for the USA team.
Thanks, Dean. Yeah, you know, I mean, I just want our team to represent our country well, on and off the court, things like that. That's what's most important to me.
Another towel timeout sponsored by Service Master Restore as Kane Waselenchuk takes. Kane does not like all this time in between.
And neither would I, quite frankly. But
it's necessary, as you spoke about it before. It's really necessary because last thing you want to do is slip on someone's sweat.
And you just see, and Sam, not only does he sweat a lot, he is all over the court. Every rally, he's going to dive.
Wow, great cross-court pass from the King. Well, like we talked about earlier too, Charlie, I mean, Sam is sitting in that 5 spot. That's the most he's ever scored in one game against Kane. If this was a game to 11, we'd be at game point.
Sam letting out a little emotion right there. I think he's, that's the best serve Kane has hit all tournament. Probably the best serve.
Absolutely, that's something we spoke about as well.
Appealing for a short.
Appeal used.
Line judges agree with the referee's call. I agree as well. I think that was a frustrated appeal, you could say.
Timeout on the court. We'll take a short break ourselves right here on IRT Live.
I think one of the biggest things about Gearbox is just the quality and the reliability of their product. I know that no matter what I do, whatever product I choose, whatever racket I choose, I'm gonna like it no matter what. It's something that's very comforting as a player to have a very consistent product in your hand every single practice session, match, after match. It's just really nice to have. My name's Bobby Horn. Don't make a mistake and get yourself an M40 right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The International Racquetball Tour would like to thank all the players that participate in any sanctioned event. The tour would also like to thank the millions of fans watching along at home and those who are lucky enough to make it to one of our events. Special thanks go to Coach Jim Winterton and Frank Tedonio and the entire tournament staff and the employees here at ASU Sun Devil Fitness Complex for an outstanding tournament here on the IRT. Also, I want to let you guys know, Reaching Your Dream Foundation, their mission, RYDF supports young athletes from around the world with needed resources to achieve success both on and off the court. Thank you, RYDF. Give to rydf.org. So Charlie serves Kane Waselenchuk. They're starting to heat up now. Like we saw that bullet before.
And Sam taking the timeout. A wise decision. Interestingly enough, I looked down and who is sitting next to Sam Murray in the timeout but Jake Bredenbeck. And you just have to wonder what kind of advice Jake's giving him right now, you know? And if it was
sweat.
Jake advice, it would be hit it harder. Hit it harder, sweat more, and I don't know, stuff like that.
Dig deep.
Yeah.
You're playing the best player in the
I'm
world.
sure
it can't be an easy
solid advice though. And
bullet right there.
Try not to get aced.
Yep, and that's 2 aces right there from Kane Waselenchuk, and we have our first game point opportunity for Kane Waselenchuk right here in Game 1, Arizona Open. Kane serving, short serve. Second serve coming up. I'll tell you, Charlie, is this the week of upsets across the board? We shall see. We saw one this morning. Can anyone take out the number 1? That's the key.
I will say, well, let's wait for game point here. And
Blast
there it
it
is.
into the corner. Game 1 in the books. Ladies and gentlemen,
The walk-off.
let's stay right here before we go. So what were you saying, Charlie?
Well, I just think this tournament is the first Tier 1 back since the U.S. Open. You know, 90% of the guys after the U.S. Open, they take time off. And this is one of those, you know, welcome back. And I've seen a lot of these guys, anyone making the quarters, they're on top of their game right now. But in the 16s and the 32s, I saw a lot of players who were clearly rusty, you know, where they took time off after the U.S. Open, and this is their first tournament back, and just not as consistent as they were a couple of weeks ago, obviously.
Well, you gotta think that this is a little more special for someone like Kane Waselenchuk. This is his coach's, you know, venue. His coach is putting on the event.
Yeah.
You know, so there's got to be a little bit more incentive. Kane came in on Wednesday and did a camp. You know, and that's stuff that, you know, Kane's not used to. Is that going to have an effect on the game? Is it going to help his game? Sometimes, you know it better than anyone. Sometimes coaching and teaching other players just keeps you more focused on the little things, the details, which you might not see from a Lalo Portilla. You know, he's traveling, he's a little excited, he's this, you know, and then he's coming in to play high-level matches. Can he stay laser-focused on details that someone like Kane is, you know, it's in his bag all the time?
Well, I think Lalo is a player who is, after the U.S. Open, went home, worked on his game, things like that. Kane, you know, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Maybe he took all that time off, and maybe he needed it. You know, after playing the 2 events, winning both of them at the U.S. Open, he looked great.
Yeah, that's not an easy feat, winning singles and doubles.
He knows what's best for him, and clearly it's working. So whatever he did, I think was probably the right move. Probably a good amount of rest for Kane. Coming in early, doing a clinic, things like that, yeah, it can have a little bit of an effect.
Well, because it's different for him.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But, I mean, Kane's a professional. He's been doing this half his life, and it's not going to have an effect on his performance. Yes, it's different. I agree with you. This tournament is not one that he would miss because it is Jim Winterton's tournament. And, you know, I think he has a lot of fans here
that want to see him.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this 19 seasons he's been playing on tour? 13 of them, he finishes number 1.
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous numbers, to be honest.
No, it is. It's crazy. And then the U.S. Opens, too. How many? 14?
I think wasn't that 15 last year?
Lost track.
It's a weird number to lose track of. How many U.S. I'm sure if I asked you, Charlie, you'll know.
Yeah, I know mine. I know how many I've won. It'd be nice just to have one.
Nevertheless, 14. You run out of fingers for the rings, I guess. if you want to talk baseball terms.
He's moved on to the toes.
What a dive there from.
Oh, gosh.
That ball has so much pace on it.
Well, not just pace, but deception. I mean, Sam has no idea where the ball's going.
Yeah.
He's just reacting. The ball comes off Kane's racket, and but even on the serve, too, you don't know where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, Kane, what's to say? You know, I mean, he's just levels above, the rest. He's been proving it over and over again.
Well, he just sets the standard for the all-around game that, the ideal all-around game. Hands, power, forehand, backhand, serve, movement, it's all there. And some players have certain qualities that can match up to that. Some players can match his power, but not the hands or the movement. Some players are fast, quick like him, but they don't have the serve or something. It's like it's the all around. You have to have everything. He does, and if you want to beat him, everything has to be on point. Sam is a player who can have it all.
Wow.
Who does. On Andres Acuna, even going into the match yesterday, I had a feeling, I was like, I think this is going to be a good match because Andres has everything there in order to push Kane. Can he do it consistently? And last night he did.
Yeah, I mean, when I interviewed
together.
Kane after the match, I mean, we talked about, what did he think? He's like, I like matches like that. He's like, I like when people putting pressure on me. He's like, it feels good. He goes, don't get me wrong. I like to win, 11-1 or 15-1. He goes, but when you win matches like that, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot right there. Flatalicious from Sam Murray.
Well, it's definitely, Kane, I'm sure he likes seeing it in other players and seeing them rise, to that occasion and want to beat him, want it that bad.
Big foot fault right there. You saw it.
And that was a great serve, too.
Yeah, but his foot was clearly over the.
And, this is interesting. Kane is asking for a screen also. He said it was also a screen. I don't think it was a screen, but I think that's like a mental game because it's like if it weren't for that foot fault, I think that serve would have been an ace.
Wow. Yeah. Look at that return he
that
just
was
did
crazy.
Right into the corner.
Anyway, something I noticed.
Yeah, I know. And
it's like that could have been an ace, but Kane is saying no, it was a screen. I couldn't see it. It would not have been an ace even without the
maybe
football.
he's just
it's a
setting
mental
up for
game. It's
later.
mental game stuff.
Yeah.
For him, for Sam, for the people watching.
Yeah, but from a referee standpoint, once you see the foot fault, you don't care where the ball goes, so you're not even paying attention. You're just worried about stopping play.
And Scott was saying that was a foot fault, and Kane said, I know, but it was also a screen.
That was a bullet.
Ace?
Yeah.
And now Sam wants the screen.
Can you appeal the screen?
That ball hit the side wall. How could that have been a screen?
One serving 0 on the head pin
see
scoreboard.
It going too fast or something. That was perfect angle.
Short serve. Wow, what a serve. Look at the power that Kane's putting on that ball. It comes off Sam's racket and just goes to the ground. But what a choice of serve from Kane Waselenchuk.
Had him spinning around.
That's what I noticed about people that play Kane also. They don't establish that wrap or jam serve against the Kane Waselenchuk as well. It's very rare that guys will use that serve against him.
Kane just, these shots that Sam is missing is Kane is just mixing up his serve so well. Sam, by the time he realizes where it's going to be, his feet are not set. He's off balance. That was a
He called that a point.
I
thought it was short.
No, it was good.
Okay.
That was like
ace.
Half inch over the line. It hit the side wall short of the line and then crossed the line. That was an incredible serve.
Kane's really starting to dial in the serves,
Yeah.
Charlie. I wonder if he was listening to the pregame show about how his serves were not effective yesterday.
Well,
Maybe that's an adjustment that the coach went over with him, after last night's matches. Oh, he's dead.
And goodbye. Yep.
Dead in the door.
Great serve choice, too. Sam
Crowd
actually
likes it.
hit a pretty good shot. And then the three-wall boast from Kane.
Yeah, I mean, Sam can't seem to catch a break this game. From Kane serving well to, again, moving him around, like you said before. He's basically puppeteering him. Kane with a little walking serve. Sam going bottom board, skips that one in. What a shot right there from Kane Waselenchuk. 6 serving 0 on the headpen scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Same serve as before, Charlie. Wow. Did you know WearRollout.com is the official apparel sponsor of the IRT? Shop WearRollout.com today and support the official apparel sponsor of the IRT.
So I'm pretty sure that the score in the first game at one point was 5-4 Murray.
Yes. Yes.
So Kane is on a 18 to nothing run.
He does that. He's
does
done a lot.
Yeah, I've seen 20-something to nothing run. He does that. He says, yes, he does.
We need to get Todd Boss on that stat. What's the most run he had? Well, I know he had a 33 to 0 against Andre Perea.
It doesn't
at the
get
US
any
Open.
better than that. It's impossible to have better.
Yeah.
It's 30 would be now, but
Yeah, but I don't know. Since we went 2 out of 3, I don't think he's ever given anyone a double donut. Because it's only been 2 seasons.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, donuts are a little tougher with the games 15. He went, didn't he? What was the score against Londa at the U.S. Open? Wasn't it like 1-1 or 2 and 1 and 2?
It was quick.
That was a semi-final. So I think it's 8-0 now here, and he's on a 19-1 run. You know,
Sam can barely get a racket on it.
look at that get. Oh,
And a
man.
flatty from Kane Waselenchuk. Towel timeout, and
Sam
that
hit the
hurt.
ground hard, yeah.
That
I
hurt.
felt that.
Yeah.
I'm on the second level here.
I think it's 9-0. Let's take a quick look at that Sam Murray serve, Charlie. I think he was clearly over the line.
This was the foot fault called.
Yeah, you can't see from that angle because of the rear of his foot. But when I was watching it from this side, I saw his foot, and I clearly saw the line over it.
Clearly.
I did, because I said it as Scott said it. So I think it's 9 serving 0.
It is 9-0. It's 20-0 run. Dean, at this point, you're doing the scoreboard. At this point, you've just got the clicker on the add point to Kane.
Yeah, don't
and
let
it hasn't
anyone know I'm
moved.
doing the scoreboard because I'm
It
late
hasn't
on
moved.
it. This is Fabio's job.
It's all Dean's fault.
So we're going to see a timeout from Sam Murray. Let's take a short break ourselves. We'll be back in a minute right here on IoT Live. We went. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So Charlie, even though Kane is up pretty good there, he's sitting next to his coach, as you can kind of see, going over things. He's up 9-0, and there's still reinforcement coming from the coach. what's your takeaway from something like that? Like if that happens to, at Worlds or something like that, what's your job? What's your role as the coach? Is it to keep your player focused so that they don't let the game get away from them? Is this a medical timeout that's like 6 minutes long?
Well, Sam hit the floor pretty hard on that last one. He might be
Oh.
taking an injury timeout, making sure, I don't know if his knee or something hit the ground hard probably.
Yeah, that hurt.
You know, as far, if I was, okay, injury timeout.
So an injury time, so people know, is 15 minutes, but they're 2 7.5-minute intervals.
Mhm.
But you get the total of 15 minutes, correct? You don't get shorted at all. If he took 5 minutes here, he still gets 10 more minutes later in the match if something else happens.
No, if you take, any amount of time now, that's your first 7.5-minute timeout.
Okay.
So you could be back in the court in 3 minutes. You've used
7.5.
that first one. You still have 7.5 left.
Okay.
So it's kind of also important to know, like, if it's an injury that you might need another one, like, do you waste both of them in one? Once, if you have to, you have to. But a lot of the time it's like, okay, I want to.
So if you use 8 minutes, then
you're already into your second 7.5-minute timeout.
and you don't have any more.
You don't have any more.
Interesting. Those are IRT rules, not IRF rules. I think they're a little bit different. I think our injury timeout's a little bit different than on a international scale.
When I was refereeing, that was how it was, and that's how I always remember it being. So maybe it's changed.
I don't think there was any changes
No.
to that particular rule. But
I'm
Sam's
pretty
back
sure-
on the court.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of stretching his back out. Maybe
That hurt. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no way. That was like a tree
He's gonna
falling
be
in the
feeling it.
forest, man. That thing went down. He went down hard.
Yeah. So we got 9-0
I think the
Kane.
ball kind of.
Wow. 10-0. How do you like coming out of an injury timeout and getting aced immediately?
Again, that goes back to the coach, keeping his player laser focused on the match and not.
Especially in an injury timeout where who knows how long they're going to take. Yeah, it's important. I don't know what Jim was telling him. Probably a few things. I think this is working. I think that's working. But yeah, I mean, if it were me and my player was doing as well as Kane, I would just say, hey, let's just get back in focus, get back in there, get this next point. I don't need to tell him like, hey, I think you should do this or you should do that. Clearly what he's doing is working.
What a great wide angle pass, but
2 bounces called.
I think he got that. He's going to appeal that
Yep.
right away. There's the appeal agreed.
And didn't see.
Appeal used. So one of the line judges didn't see it, so gave kind of a neutral view, and then the other gave a agree with the referee. So appeal used, Murray.
What's the score here? Is it 10-0?
Yeah. Oh no, it would be 11 now.
11. That's a good get.
Wow.
And towel timeout from Sam.
Absolutely.
So, on that last play, we've got the line judges, and one of them had the I didn't see it call, which is just the hands kind of above, like I didn't see it. The other one agreed. But, and that was, they were appealing a 2-bouncer. If you didn't see it, it was because you were probably blocked.
Correct.
And as a referee, if you're blocked, you have to assume it's good. But as a line judge, if you're blocked, you can just say, I was blocked, and you have no call, basically. It's a neutral call. It basically takes you away from the equation. The between the legs
jumping
just skipped.
and didn't miss by much.
No.
So so again, he went on a 23-0 point run Kane has over Sam Murray.
Wow.
Wow, what a return right there by.
And it continues.
Yeah. It's really funny. I feel like we're at a mini U.S.
And that
Open.
wasn't a bad serve from Sam,
no.
but Kane's so fast to go over to that side. Like, I don't think serving over there to him is a good idea.
I was saying, I feel like we're at a mini U.S. Open. We got Otto on the microphone at the tournament desk, keeping things rolling.
He was here at 7 a.m. for the 8 o'clock matches.
Giving PA announces. And PA announces.
He forfeited a few people. He got mad when people were on the wrong court. And, yeah, it was 7 a.m. There's a double fault from Kane.
Yeah, again, at 12-0, you can kind of take that risk. When you're at a 23-0 run, you can take that risk. But Sam Murray really needs to get back in the groove and just get on the scoreboard here.
Short serve.
So second serve coming up from the big Canada against the King. Nice little shot there from Sam Murray.
And the 23-point run
comes to an end.
Still 23-1 though.
I'll take those numbers
Could be
any day.
Could be more.
So who in the chat box is excited for the next match coming up here? Conrado Moscoso versus Alvaro Beltran.
Yeah. Not the nightcap,
I know
the morning cap.
Yep, it's the afternooner.
Yeah.
It's 4 versus 5.
Moscoso
is the 8th ranked player on tour, but he sits in the 5 seed due to the flip draw.
That ball skipped, yep. You know, that's definitely the match I'm most excited to watch out of all of these.
Yeah.
I think it's probably Moscoso, and he doesn't have a lot of history with really any of these players.
He took care of
new.
Alvaro in the Bolivian Open.
Yep, and also in Chihuahua at the Black Gold. There's a good
that's
ace.
true. Ace from Murray.
Beat him in a couple games.
So where was these serves from Sam Murray early in game 2?
Yeah, he wasn't serving much. Conrado versus Alvaro. I think most people are going to pick Conrado in that match. I had to look to see if Alvaro was still there. He's not.
I spoke with Alvaro at length. Nice shot there by Sam Murray. Another point. I spoke with Alvaro yesterday. He's just excited that he's playing well. He knew. I asked him about his win over Kane as well. We were just, in conversation, and he said that when he played Kane, he was playing in Pan Ams. He's like, I was playing every day. He's like, I picked up my racket that morning. He goes, I knew I was going to play good, and I knew I was going to win.
That was Alvaro.
That's what he said. What a diving get right there. Another diving get right there. Wow, what soft hands from Kane Waselenchuk, and the crowd appreciates the effort from Sam Murray, but unfortunately, we have a towel timeout. We might have to clean up the whole court. Let's take a quick look at this Kane down. There's one dive from Sam Murray, goes cross court. Kane just got that little touch. And Kane knows, you see his body language when he hits the ball on that winner. He knows it's a winner. So Sam's actually wiping 3/4 of the entire court probably after that rally. He was sliding all over Charlie. Charlie, you're playing someone like Kane. You're giving it your all. You're all over the court. I think he's making him change again.
So we've got... I think he maybe another delay of game warning. Like.
I think they was just talking about his shirt. I think they were having a conversation regarding the moisture on the gearbox shirt.
Why wouldn't he have him change? I think he was saying like, Sam, if you're gonna do that, you gotta move faster in these towel timeouts. Like, I don't want to give you a delay of game, but. You gotta move, because the look on Sam's face was like, seriously, dude?
Like, do you see do you see who I'm playing?
Yeah.
Can you give me a little leeway, please?
All right.
Good side out there by Sam Murray at 4 serving 12 on the head pen scoreboard. I'll let everybody know Gearbox is one of our inside industry partners. Check them out online, www.gearboxsports.com. One more quarterfinal match next. Woo. What a hands and a flick of the wrist by Kane Waselenchuk.
And not a bad serve from Sam.
No, it was decent. So here we go, 12 serving 4. Well, that was a bullet, but it was short. Second serve coming up. High lob, Nick. Ooh, I thought that skipped.
I mean, that just went directly.
Agree.
Directly into the corner.
I thought it skipped. I think I just heard a little bit of a screech.
Yeah.
You know, that it hit the ground first. The linesman with the best view was Thomas Carter of that corner, and he disagreed with the referee.
Oh, jeez.
Pointing down the line.
Man.
Do you want to get run over by Big Canada? 14. So we have our first match point opportunity here for the King to move on to the semifinals. Waselenchuk serving. Drive serve. Set up. Flat as a pancake, ladies and gentlemen. That's the match. Kane Waselenchuk, 15-5, 15-4. Wow.
Yeah, just dominating performance.
You know, Charlie, it's every time we get to see Kane, you know, he just does something again that just makes you say, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's time and time again.
Yeah.
It goes true to the saying, you know, he's not chasing history. He is making it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was he just dispatched, you know, Sam like it was nothing. A 23-1 to 0 run.
Right. Yeah, it's he's what's impressive is just continuing to do it over and over and you know, and just the streak that he's on is not easy to do. I guarantee you that. He makes it look easy, but it's just impressive.
Yeah, let's take a short break, and hopefully we'll come back with Kane Waselenchuk with a nice player interview here before the start of Moscoso versus Beltran. We'll be back in a minute right here on IRT Live.
What keeps me going in racquetball is my family, everybody who supports me, and just the feel of a win at the end of a tournament is what keeps me going. That's all I need. Winning is something you just can't explain to somebody unless they've felt it before. You know all the hard work has paid off, and you've tried so hard to get to that point, and you finally do it, and it's amazing. I'm Holly Scott. I play for Gearbox, and you should too.
My name is Sebastian Fernandez. I'm 18 and I'm from Mexico. Before being part of the Reaching Your Dream Foundation, I dreamt of being in the top 50, and now I'm in the top 22, and that is because Reaching Your Dream Foundation has helped me cover my expenses for traveling and hospitality, which helps me focus on my game and allows me to travel to more tournaments that I couldn't do it by myself.
It's all about passion. I think I don't have anything to prove anymore in the sport. At the beginning of my career, I wanted to be one of the best, but I have nothing to prove. I play with no pressure. I'm just enjoying every moment. But when people are cheering for you and stop their whatever they're doing, their jobs, or to go watch you play, I mean that makes you feel good and makes you want to try it hard and give a good show for that people. I'm Alvaro Beltran. Get your M40 so you can play like me.
It's kind of a way of life. I mean, it's my passion. I love it. I've played it since I was little. For me, racquetball is all about people and competing and just trying to better yourself and being able to see some awesome places around the country as well as the people that live there. And Reach Your Dream Foundation has helped me and so many of the other pros, like just increasing our rankings and playing, giving us means that maybe wouldn't be able to actually make it to a tournament.
call it here. Kane Waselenchuk once again serves extremely well today. How do you feel after that match against fellow countryman?
Yeah, no, it was good. He played good. A lot of great gets in there. He made some unbelievable gets, but, finally getting my serve in a little bit. Way better from yesterday, that's for sure. But, yeah, it was a fun match to play.
How do you feel against this glass? The glass is on the, your backhand side. Was that a little bit difficult today? Because he didn't serve as well as Andres Acuna did yesterday.
Yeah, no, not really. Look, I've played on pretty much every kind of court you can play on. So it's a little bit of an adjustment, but it's really not, it's no big deal. I played on this court before, and I like it. It's a good court, fair bounces, and, it's a fun court to play on.
Well, you're going to take on the winner of this next up-and-coming match here, Moscoso and Alvaro Beltran, tonight at 6 o'clock. I know you got to get some rest. Is there anyone you want to say thanks to? I know you had Coach in your corner today. Does that help you when he's here in the arena?
Yeah, look, anytime, you have your coach or, someone that you respect, in your corner, and, it's always nice, and it's nice to come out of a timeout and, just talk to him about anything, I know he's really, really busy as far as this tournament, and so, sit down for a little bit and watch me play. I don't know if it's taking some time off, but maybe it's a little more nerve-wracking than, putting the tournament on or whatever. But, yeah, no, it's really nice to have him here.
Is it extra special knowing that, it's his tournament? He was very instrumental in bringing you guys here. So is there added pressure on you to succeed for him?
Look, I think anytime at this point I come to a tournament, there's pressure on me. Obviously, look, the overall consensus is that everybody wants somebody just to beat me, and it's no secret, and I embrace it, and it is what it is, and that's the part about being champion. You gotta rise to the occasion. So I know that I got a lot of people that support me, but I also know that overall there's everybody's kind of waiting on the edge of the seat to see who's the next guy to beat me. So. It is what it is. I've been doing this long enough, and I guess pressure. It is what it is, right? It is what you make it.
Well, you're the king of racquetball. The saying that you're not chasing history, you're making it. You're proving it every single time. Congratulations on another well-played match, Kane. Looking forward to seeing you tonight, 6 o'clock, right here.
All right, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to you, Fabio.
Thank you very much, Dean Bear, and we are recapping this match. And now, coming up, Conrado Moscoso entering at number 5 at this event, and Alvaro Beltran, number 4 versus number 5, our last quarterfinal match of the day. We're looking forward to this one, the Mexican Monster versus the Bolivian National, who is here. Awesome stuff. We are ready to get started here in a little while. Thank you very much for watching this match, and coming up next on IRT Live.